Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke Challenge. In the last episode, I plowed through the first gym, became an intern at Deford, and made a salty siege voyage to Deford City. In this episode, we're going to deliver a letter and take on Deford's gym. I am glad I have the postman with me. Right here we have is Magikarp. It is a weak Pokemon that almost does nothing. It does not yield much experience in beating it, so I would recommend avoiding fisherman trainers at all costs. Interesting fact is the game labeled its move Splash as a normal type move, even though it looks like a water. The reason is that it's a mistranslation, as the move is supposed to be called Hop. Right here we have Tentacle. I don't really have anything interesting to say about this guy, so let's move on back to Magikarp. Magikarp is based on Chinese mythology, where it said that giant carps would attempt to climb a waterfall, and those that succeed would become a large snake-like dragon. I find it odd as it evolves into a water and flying type. The reason is when the first game came out, it was planned that Magikarp would evolve into a dragon and water type, but because of its typing, it would mean it would have no weaknesses and was determined to be too powerful. I think we've had enough fights, so let's just go into the cave and find this Steven guy we're supposed to look for. Okay, in order to advance, we need to beat the second gym, but in truth there is nothing preventing you to traversing further into the cave. The item here is an escape rope. It's an item used to escape dungeons without traversing back. Ah, screw it. I'm familiar with the layout of the place and should not have any problems. Good timing. Now I can catch a new friend. A new area means a new partner to catch. First Pokemon in the cave is Aaron. Aaron is a Steel Rock type with good stats except special defense, excellent type coverage, and most likely going to be a permanent member of the team. This guy is going to be a tank. The only problem is he needs more experience than most Pokemon, so it will be a challenge raising it. I could hit it with a special attack, but I'm afraid I might knock it out that way, and since I don't get a second chance, that will be a big problem for me. It has a quite low encounter rate, so I don't want to risk it. Aaron has a lot of defense and has a lot of type resistances. I am barely even making a dent on this guy. It's best to just chuck my balls at it. I decided to call it silver since it's shiny. As you can see, my visibility in this place is low. In each generation of Pokemon, low visibility has always been different. In Gen 1 and 2, you got a black screen only, while in Gen 3 and onwards, they made this little spotlight which gets bigger with each generation. I put a mini-map of the area that I am in case you're following along. I feel like the developers were aware that players did not like dealing with this, as newer games only had this mechanic in non-story driven events. If you want to traverse in the darkness yourself, I recommend using a map or use the hit collisions as your guide to move around. This is easy compared to the first Pokemon game. Right here is an Everstone. It's a held item so that a Pokemon does not evolve by leveling up. It has another use, which I will note later in the game. It has to do with Pokemon birding, which is a mechanic I'll bring up later as well. A splash and a skip and we are here. There is that Steven guy. What he says is not interesting, so instead I'm just gonna explain who he is. Stephen Stone, son of the president of Devoncorp. He collects evolutionary stones. Think of him as Indiana Jones but without the aliens. If you look at his official art, he has 2 bracelets around his arms. Those are meant to excavate rocks and retrieve faraway items. He plays a bigger role in all this, but for now... Finally, someone who doesn't warp on me. Okay, to exit the cave, we just need to use the item that we picked up on the way here. Teleport away! Man, that felt good. If you make a trip all the way back to Mr. Stone, he'll give you a fantastic item. For a Nuzlocke challenge, it's ideal as you can raise weaklings without risking getting killed in battle. Okay, I'm gonna head back and see you in an instant. Okay, with that, gym time! In Deford Gym, the puzzle is to traverse a maze in low visibility. A wrong turn can end up adding more trainers to fight. Despite being a beach town, the trainers here use fighting type Pokemon of levels around 12 to 17. They are weak to flying and psychic types, but they outclass normal rock and steel types. This Pokemon is Metatide. It is a fighting psychic type, so stick with flying moves. The move Metatide just used is the attack. It's a move that's supposed to negate your own attack. All it really does is that he's just stalling you out. Its accuracy gets cut in half every time you try to use it consecutively. It's more useful in terms of competitive use if you want to scope out an opponent's moves, but in this case it's not really helpful for a random NPC to fight me with it. It knows the move Bide, where in 2 turns it returns double damage inflicted on you, so either use non-attacking moves or take it out fast. After defeating each trainer, the spotlight gets bigger, and so it's easier to traverse here. The best advice for this gym is to be considerate of your Pokemon's HP. Also be mindful that Pokemon here have low special defense, so any non-resistant special attack should do well. Oh snap, it's Ryu from Street Fighter! Here we have his Machop, a powerful Pokemon with low defenses. Hadouken! In this gym, the Pokemon here have high attack, and so Pokemon will lose health easily. They will usually go on the offensive, I think. Machop also uses the move Karate Chop, which has a high probability of getting a critical hit, so I'd be advised when fighting against these guys. It's better not to stall it as opposed to just trying to finish it off as fast as possible. Your no Ken Masters or Akuma. What is she, Ivan Drago from Rocky? I will crush you. With that, it's time for the leader. I recommend adding Oran berries to your Pokemon, that way they can get a quick heal without wasting a turn. I defeated Ryu, so you must be Akuma. Brawly, it's time to fight you, Street Fighter style! We have here is a gym battle with Brawly. His first Pokemon is a Machop. It has Guts as its ability, meaning its attack rises if you hit it with a status affliction, so don't inflict a status on it. The move used is Seismic Toss that does damage equal to its Pokemon level. Seismic Toss is a set damage move, meaning that the Pokemon stats and type is not used to calculate damage. His second Pokemon, Makuhita. It is a defensive Pokemon that does high damage. Wait, what? Are you kidding me? I didn't even get to talk about him. Since that was fast. His signature move is Bulk Up, where it stacks attack and defense buffs. His strategy is to spam it, heal, and then one-shot your Pokemon. Instead, I one-shotted him. Ha! Okay, time to move on. Before we do, we need to take care of some things. I'm gonna do a quick heal here, and now I'm gonna take care of some minor business. If you go to this house and find an NPC, that'll give you something good. Oops, wrong NPC. Pretty sure it's the other one. The scarf is a held item that boosts normal type moves. The last stop is here. Now we can fish! I'll go over fishing when it becomes convenient. Okay, time to get back to the booze cruise. I am half expecting him to hit a swimmer. Am I a bad person to think such a thing? Ah, you gotta love the sea salt in the air, and the high probability that this ship is running over sea Pokemon. So we need to deliver the goods. All we have to do is cross the beach. Full of trainers. Yeah. I forgot to mention, those who know Pokemon will get a kick out of this. It's known that Brawley trained from Bruno of the Kanto region's Elite Four. Yeah, apparently Bruno didn't do a good job on that one. Guys in red hoods all bunched together. Either Team Magma is here or there's an anime convention nearby. I guess I'm gonna have to beat all of them in Kung Fu movie fashion on the next episode. Next time on Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke Challenge, I'm gonna deliver the goods and pick a fight with Gang of Grunts. Yeah, that'll work out just fine. See ya later.